Well, good afternoon. It's Two Wolves, and it's 24 March. I have something a little different for you today from the Salt Lake Tribune. And this, we'll start with the picture by Al Hartman, the Salt Lake Tribune. Criminal Justice Major Joe Denton, that's in the foreground, takes a Homeland Security class at Salt Lake Community College's Redwood campus. No foolin'. Salt Lake Community College degree, Homeland Security. And by the way, there is such a thing as a College of Homeland Security now. You can Google that, but we'll just go with this article for today. Degree in Homeland Security. Education, Architective Undergrad program says that terrorism isn't going away. No, it never will, as long as it's focused upon all the time. Oh, well, that's me. I will go on from here. By Lindsay Whitehurst, Salt Lake Tribune, first published March 15th, 2013, updated March 19. Homeland Security isn't just a color-coded risk chart at a press conference in Washington, D.C. In the nearly 13 years since the terrorist attacks of 9/11, it has increasingly permeated Americans' daily lives, and everyone from local cops to sports stadium managers need to have a background in protecting the country, said Joe Anderson, an instructor at Salt Lake Community College. Can you believe that? It's been 13 years. Anderson, a former assistant U.S. attorney, is the architect of a new associate's degree program in Homeland Security Emergency Management. Set to begin in the fall, it's the only program of its kind in the Intermountain West, aside from a graduate degree offered in, of all places, Las Vegas. Terrorism is with us, and it apparently isn't going away, Anderson said. We haven't figured out exactly how to deal with it yet. And that means there's demand for workers familiar with the territory. Some 87,000 agencies work with the Department of Homeland Security, and Department of Labor statistics indicate that demand for emergency management workers could increase by as much as 36% by 2018. The median salary for the industry in Utah is $24 an hour. Okay, we're going to go back, and I'm going to digress. Historically, in Weihnacht, Germany, in the 1930s, when the economy collapsed, there were very few jobs apart from jobs with the Army and with the SS. I'm going to reread this paragraph from that perspective. And that means there's demand for workers familiar with the territory. Some 87,000 agencies work with the Department of Homeland Security, and Department of Labor statistics indicate that demand for emergency management workers, 87,000 agencies, right? Demand for emergency management workers could increase by as much as 36% by 2018. Why? Why will demand increase by 36% by 2018? Basically, the job market's ever expanding, said SLCC student Joe Denton of Sandy. That was him in the picture, speaking in an introduction to Homeland Security class Friday. He was about to take a test on how international crime organizations with a profit motive work with terrorist groups. The criminal justice major hopes to get a job in lab forensics when he graduates in 2 months. In the new program, students will learn who terrorist groups are. Backtracking, students will learn who terrorist groups are, how they work, and how to recognize signs of a potential attack. Even if students like Denton never see a terrorist attack, Anderson said, the Homeland Security degree still has plenty to offer. One of the things we learned from 911 is if you had emergency management and law enforcement who didn't communicate with each other. Anderson said, they had different systems, were on different frequencies. Yes, they were on very different frequencies, on every level, esoterically speaking and otherwise. The need for coordination doesn't apply solely to terrorist attacks. It's also important when multiple agencies respond to wildfires, earthquakes, and floods. SLCC also plans to teach police, firefighters, and other emergency managers who are already in the field with the program. Gilbert Prado of West Valley City is aiming for a Homeland Security management job. The Army veteran returned from Iraq 6 years ago, and after a stint with the Wounded Warrior Project, good for him, he came back to school at Salt Lake Community College to help his job prospects. I've always been aware of my surroundings, he said. When he found out about the new program, Prado decided to enroll with the aim of eventually earning an emergency management bachelor's degree from Utah Valley University. UVU has a completion agreement with FLCC. Other students at Friday's Homeland Security class were just interested in the subject matter. My whole life I've been fascinated with war and crime, said Stephen Murray of West Jordan, who is planning to get a degree in psychology and work on cold cases for the FBI. You never know what you might have to deal with. This is by L. Whitehurst at saltlaketrib.com. And I would agree with Mr. Murray. Nowadays, you never know what you might have to deal with. And this is Two Wolves Out.